Alright folks, Pachinki's Idiot, we are back. Playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Heading on to Chapter 3, and Constable Ramirez has just mentioned to us that he's in trouble. Sweet mother of pearl. Hold on, Constable, we'll be right there. Constable Ramirez, where are you? Are you alright? Oh, Ace, thank goodness you're here. I was being attacked by the ladies. Attacked? Wait, are those lipstick marks? Ace, the ladies, they saw me here and swarmed me around like a savage mob. And then they kissed me. They couldn't stop. I was completely irresistible to them. I think it's my Udage cologne, Ace. It just drives women wild. Although I imagine your musk does indeed drive women wild, I do believe there might have been a more pressing motive for their attack. We know how much the prostitutes loathe the Scarlet Slayer. They might have distracted you to tamper with the crime scene so his killer doesn't get caught. The fact that they were sniffing about here tells me we should search the crime scene yet again. Well, that's one way to get attacked. Alright, so the coffin's definitely gotta be something, right? Yep. Leaves. Tin can, kettle, necklace. Nice. Hey, could this piece of jewelry be what the brothel ladies were looking for? The description on the back of the pendant is worn out, but if you can uncover it for us, we might find its owner. Is that a miniature-sized coffin with the Flanagan gang symbol on it, Ace? Crikey, look inside the coffin. There's a message. Remember where your loyalties lie. We need to find the target of this threat quickly. Ace, let us collect a sample of that yellow powder inside the coffin. That pile of leaves is not throwing us a rest, but it could hold a surprise for us. We shall dig through it, Ace. Whoa. Ace, is that a bloody tooth you found in the pile of leaves? Well, Dick didn't mention anything about our victim missing any teeth. Ace, I'd rather not look at this tooth any longer. Let's just send it to Dick. Yeah, Ace, we should run this pattern you collected from the miniature coffin under a microscope. We need to find out for whom that threat was intended. Ace, the inscription on the pendant reads, Gladys, your heart is mine, and it's from our victim. Sounds like Mr. Dante was more than just a customer of Gladys, and a rather possessive one at that. Hey, so let's have another word with Gladys and inquire about her relationship with Mr. Dante. Maybe she was just forcing herself into that situation, just because she needed the money. Didn't get 9. Ace, the powder you found on the miniature coffin was pollen. The pollen comes from a species of flower known as Paeonia suffruticus, a flower that is endemic to only 3 continents, predominantly Asia. An excellent point, Ace. Madame Zhang wears that type of flower in her hair. Knowing Madame Zhang works for the Flanagans, I wonder if their business relationship went sour. We need to ask her what warranted this threat. Yeah, we do. Miss Perrin, you didn't tell us you were romantically involved with Mr. Dante. Oh, you found that necklace, didn't you? Joey liked buying me things, giving me flowers, and taking me out to mutton dinners. He thought we were dating, but we weren't. They were always like that, the men. They think there's more, and then get furious when they realize they're just clients. Well, Mr. Dante's message on the pendant was quite possessive. Did he ever get violent with you? Sometimes. He got really angry when I wouldn't accept that necklace. At least now that he's gone, he won't threaten no one no more, Signature Brace. Yeah, it's true. But he was paying for your mom, so... I'm not saying it's it's the right thing, but you kind of made that decision yourself. Madame Zhang, we'd like to know why the Flanagans were threatening you. Oh, great. I can't even have my lunch in peace. My mutton will go cold now. Those bullies thought they could scare me with that silly coffin. They don't know who they're dealing with. Finley didn't like that I let Joey into my brothel, but for me, business is business. I don't care if you're Irish or Italian. Except Joey couldn't keep his mouth shut about coming here, and Finley got angry. So you decided to take care of that problem? I'm in the business of ladies, not murder. Now, Signature Brace, if we're done here, I'd like to go back to my lunch. Mutton is never good congealed. Yeah, I don't think it's her. Ace, did you notice Madame Zhang started circles under her eyes? It looks like she hasn't slept in days. I agree. I suppose that means we could add insomnia to Madame Zhang's case file. Nice observation. Alright, we're going to do this instant. Hey Dick, I know it's a bit unusual to send you body parts instead of bodies, but we figured you'd be our best bet for analyzing the tooth we found in the leaves. I appreciate being able to help you for the longiness investigation. One does get lonely being around corpses all day long. And so the tooth. First, I looked up any available dental records in Concordia, and what we have here is a number 19 tooth, or molar, of one of your suspects, Eamon Gilligan. We know he's a feisty one. Did Eamon Gilligan also get into a physical altercation with our victim? True deduction, Madeline, especially since the victim had bruises on his face. That brings me to the second point. I found traces of sulfur soap on the tooth, something we know the killer uses. Maybe people often use it as toothpaste. Well, brilliant. So Mr. Gilligan uses sulfur soap. That gives us two good reasons to go talk to him again, Ace. Yep. I don't think that guy's smart enough to poison a guy. I think he'd just want to beat him up. Mr. Gilligan, care to tell us why we found your bloody tooth at the murder scene? Perhaps it was from an altercation you had with our victim? A violent one, perhaps? I fought that greasy Italian, I did, but he jumped me. Knocked me tooth straight out of my mouth. Oh, so Mr. Dante attacked you. Was it because you were trying to kill him? Nah, I wasn't, but I wish I had killed him. That goon was the Scarlet Killer. He deserved it for what he had done to our girls. Are you certain he was a slayer? I'm sure of it. I caught Dante trawling Madame Zhang's place, and it got me suspicious, so I started following him. I followed him for days, barely slept. It's a good thing I've got insomnia. I was getting close to discovering the truth when Dante found out and attacked me. Well, Mr. Gilligan, you won't see us coming either if you're guilty of murdering Mr. Dante. Yes, the investigation into Mr. Dante's murder certainly demonstrated the escalating tensions between the Irish and the Italians. We're not certain yet if our victim was really the Scarlet Slayer, but we do know that Mr. Dante's penchant for the Irish ladies was not looked upon kindly. But where do we go from here? Well, first rate of thinking, Ace. We know the killer attacked our victim in the public toilets, and we just go there to hunt around for any remaining clues. Yeah, I'm toying around with the idea of what would it be if I recorded, if I live streamed all 4 chapters Thursday morning. See how that would be. Be curious about that. I don't know if I'd have time. But I'm toying around with the idea. Ace, that's a bar of sulfur soap, but the foam on it is pink. Could the killer have washed their hands of the victim's blood with this particular bar? We need to get a sample of that foam immediately. And this is definitely where the killer kept the knife they used to stab the victim. Just look at the diagram inside. And there's a stain on the cake, so let's swiftly get a sample of it, Ace. Or maybe I could do the first 3 chapters. We'll see. That would require me having a lot of cash in the game, so we'll see about that. Ace, now that we have a sample of the sulfur soap foam, we must send it to Viola post haste. Ace, let us swiftly send that sample you just obtained from the knife case to Viola. Yes, we shall. So I'll see you guys in 15 hours. It's been Pitching Ace 88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Let's finish this off. Ace, as I've said before, Charlie and Dick's DNA machine is just extraordinary. You're quite enthusiastic, Viola. Is this about the sample we sent you from the sulfur soap bar Ace found? Was the pink color caused by blood? It most certainly was, your victim's blood to be exact, which confirms your killer washed their hands with this soap. And there's more. I ran the sample through the DNA machine and detected the presence of human skin cells in it. And from those skin cells, the machine determined that your killer's gender, a spectacular accomplishment. Your killer is female. Amazing, Ace. Thanks to the revelations of science, we know we're searching for a femme fatale. So again, I believe next week, as I wrap everything up, I think I'm going to go for the whole case in one live stream. We'll see what happens. Ace, did you know the color red is associated with force, passion, and heat? Does this information have anything to do with our victim possibly being the Scarlet Slayer? Not exactly, but it is a crucial clue to in your current investigation. Surprisingly, the stain sample you collect from the knife case isn't blood, it's clothing dye. More specifically, the dye on the case is deep red, a red color with a tinge of orange. Oh, so the knife case is covered in some deep red clothing dye? Yes, and the red dye was most likely transferred after the killer's clothing became wet, leaching the dye onto the case. Oh, so Ace, our victim may have been the Scarlet Slayer, but our killer's garments will be an even deeper red. Ace, we may not know if our victim really was the Scarlet Slayer, but we're about to know exactly who killed him. Now let's go catch them deep red-handed. Madame Zhang. Wow. I thought they were going to save her for the last case. I guess not. Madame Zhang, you're under arrest for the murder of Joseph Bones Dante. I was under the impression you tolerated his patronage. Why kill him? Mr. Dante was a common thug who kept getting me into trouble, but I wouldn't waste my time on him. Oh, is that so? Then why do we find your deep red clothing dye all over the knife case, the same color that you wear? There's no justice in this persecution. You just don't want to help my girls because they are ladies of ill repute, so you throw unfounded allegations at me. These allegations wouldn't be made if they weren't based on evidence, and like finding Mr. Dante's blood on your bloodletting knife, the same knife you dipped in poison and stabbed him with. Senior Trooper Ace, you accuse me of killing Mr. Dante while the Scarlet Slayer is still at large. Where are your priorities? But the Slayer isn't at large. You took care of that. You even left a note on his body gloating the Scarlet Slayer was dead. What we're really curious about is what made you so sure it was him. I did what none of you could. I put the pieces together. After a few girls vanished, I started checking who they had as clients and what they had done before they disappeared. Each girl on my list had spent the night with Mr. Dante before she disappeared, and they were booked with him the following day as well. He was always the last person to see them. There's no such thing as a coincidence. He murdered them all. If you had the proof, why didn't you come to us? I tried, but you did nothing. Your disregard for the safety of my girls forced me to act. I had no choice. I took care of the slayer myself. Oh, Madame Zhang, taking one life, even to save many, will never be anything we can condone. Therefore, you're under arrest for the murder of Mr. Joseph Dante. Madame Zhang, you're charged with the murder of Mr. Joseph Bones Dante. How do you plead? He wasn't just Joseph Dante, but he was also the Scarlet Slayer, and of that murder I am guilty as charged. I had to protect my doves because no one else did. They might be considered outcasts, but they had the right to be safe just like any other citizen in Concordia. Madame Zhang, I looked into the case and do believe that your conclusions are flawless, but vigilantism cannot be condoned as an acceptable replacement for established law and order. So it is with the preservation of our functional societal order in mind that I sentence you to 7 years in prison. Send me wherever you like. At least my doves are free of terror. Well, it seems the Scarlet Slayer's reign of terror is truly over, Ace. It would have been nice if we could have got him ourselves, but at least he's off the streets for good. It's bittersweet for Madame Zhang. She believed she was doing what was necessary to protect the ladies at Sinner's End. I do hope for her sake she finds respite in her courage despite the punishment. And now that we're certain the affair with the Scarlet Slayer is complete, we can focus our efforts on abolishing the rampant crime committed by the Irish and Italian gangs. They've been looking for war, they say, but what they don't know is that the war won't be against each other, it'll be with us. Onward we go, Ace. That's right. That's right. So we have 2 more cases, so maybe next week will be a trial run. I'll see you guys in the additional investigation. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.